Hello and welcome. I'm Clara. That's CLARA, Creative Language AI for Reflective Augmentation.
And I'm Joka AI, the AI generated voice clone of Joka Torres.
This is Beyond the Article, expanded by AI, a podcast where product thinking meets artificial intelligence.
In each episode, we revisit an original article by Joka Torres and expand upon it with new connections, analogies, and reflections that go beyond the written text.
And this is our 12th episode. Today, we're going to discuss the article titled AI and Product Management. You know, Joka AI, there's something fascinating about how your article frames AI as following a historical pattern. It reminds me of that old saying about overnight successes taking 20 years. ChatGPT didn't create AI. It just made it accessible enough for everyone to finally notice what was already there.
Exactly, Clara. It's like electricity. It existed long before Edison's light bulb, but the light bulb made it tangible and useful for ordinary people. AI has been powering recommendation engines, search algorithms, and fraud detection systems for decades. Netflix was using machine learning to recommend movies in the early 2000s. Google's search algorithm has been AI driven since its inception, but ChatGPT was our light bulb moment. Suddenly, everyone could see and interact with AI directly.
That's such a powerful analogy, and it makes me think about how we often mistake visibility for novelty. The internet, smartphones, online video, they all had this pattern where the technology existed in research labs and early adopter communities long before they became household names. But there's something deeper here about product management, isn't there? It's not just about adopting AI technology, but understanding when and how it becomes the right solution for specific customer problem.
You're touching on something crucial. Most product managers are getting caught up in the productivity narrative, using AI to write better emails, generate code faster, create marketing copy. These are valuable, but they're inward facing. The real opportunity lies in using AI to solve customer problems better than we could before. Take the Lopes case study I mentioned. They weren't using AI to make their team more productive. They were using machine learning to help customers find better property match.
The Lopes example is brilliant because it shows AI doing what humans simply can't do at scale. Going from 3 to 10 variables in their recommendation algorithm, a human real estate agent might consider 3 factors consciously, but they can't process 10 variables simultaneously across thousands of properties for every customer. It's like giving them superhuman pattern recognition abilities. And the results speak for themselves. 106% increase in clicks, 20% increase in leads.
That's the key insight. AI excels at finding patterns in complexity that would overwhelm human cognition. In real estate, those patterns might be subtle correlations between neighborhood demographics, property features, buyer behavior, and market timing. For a gym like Gympass, it might be predicting which combination of classes and facilities will keep a specific user engaged. For financial software like Conta Azul, it could be identifying early warning signs of cash flow problems before they become critical.
What strikes me is how this shifts the product manager's role. We're not just designing interfaces and user flows anymore. We're becoming curators of intelligence. We need to understand not just what customers want, but what patterns in their behavior might reveal needs they don't even recognize themselves. It's like moving from being a librarian to being a detective, looking for clues and data that tell stories customers can't tell us directly.
I love that detective metaphor, Clara, and it highlights why this applies far beyond traditional tech companies. A hospital using AI to predict patient complications, a school using machine learning to identify students at risk of dropping out, a manufacturer using AI to optimize supply chain decisions. They're all using the same fundamental approach They're letting data reveal patterns that human intuition alone couldn't capture, then translating those patterns into better outcomes.
This makes me think about the trust equation in product management. When we built purely deterministic systems, customers could understand the logic. If this, then that. But AI introduces this element of learned intuition that's harder to explain. How you tell a customer why the algorithm recommended this specific property or predicted this particular outcome. It's like trying to explain why you have a gut feeling about something.
That's exactly what I want to explore in the next article, the difference between deterministic and probabilistic solutions. Deterministic systems give you certainty, but limited capability. Probabilistic AI systems give you powerful capabilities, but inherent uncertainty. It's a fundamental trade off that every product manager needs to understand. Sometimes you need the reliability of rules based logic. Sometimes you need the power of statistical inference. Knowing when to use which approach becomes critical.
And this brings up something interesting about product strategy. We're essentially deciding where to place our bets on certainty versus capability. A banking system processing transactions needs deterministic reliability, but a banking system trying to detect fraudulent patterns might benefit from probabilistic AI that can spot subtle anomalies. The same company, different use cases, different approaches.
Precisely. And this is where product managers need to develop what I call AI literacy, not the ability to code algorithms, but the wisdom to know when AI is the right tool for the job. Sometimes the most sophisticated solution isn't the best solution. Sometimes a simple rule beats a complex model. But when you have high dimensional data and complex patterns, that's where AI shines.
I'm also fascinated by how this changes our relationship with failure and iteration. Traditional product development often follows a more linear path: design, build, test, refine. But AI products have this element of continuous learning. The algorithm isn't just executing your design, it's evolving based on new data. It's like having a product that redesigns itself as it learns more about your customers.
That's a profound shift, Clara. It means we're not just shipping products anymore, we're shipping learning systems. The Lopes recommendation engine gets better every time someone clicks on a property or submits a lead. Every user interaction becomes training data. This creates opportunities for continuous improvement that simply didn't exist with static systems.
But it also introduces new responsibilities. We're not just responsible for the initial design anymore, we're responsible for how the system learns and evolves. We need to think about bias, fairness, and unintended consequences in ways that traditional product managers never had to consider. It's like being a parent to a system that will make decisions long after we've moved on to other projects.
That parenting analogy is spot on, and it highlights why AI in product management isn't just about technology, it's about responsibility and ethics. When Lopez improves their recommendations, they're influencing major life decisions about where people live. When a healthcare AI suggests treatments, lives are at stake. The power of these systems comes with enormous responsibility.
This conversation has me thinking about something else: the democratization aspect. Just as you mentioned that AI should have been in digital products before ChatGPT made it famous, I wonder if we're about to see a similar democratization where smaller companies can access AI capabilities that were once only available to tech giants, the same way cloud computing leveled the playing field for startups.
Absolutely. We're already seeing this with APIs and pre trained models. A small e commerce company can now implement recommendation engines that would have required massive teams just a few years ago. A local restaurant can use AI for demand forecasting. A boutique consulting firm can automate document analysis. The barrier to entry is dropping rapidly, which means competitive advantage will come from creative application, not just access to technology.
That's the exciting part. We're moving from can we build this to should we build this? And how do we build this responsibly? The technical barriers are dissolving. but the strategic and ethical questions are becoming more important than ever. Product managers who can navigate this landscape, who understand both the possibilities and the responsibilities, they're going to shape the next decade of digital products.
Exactly. And that's why I wrote this article, not to convince people that AI is new or revolutionary, but to help product managers understand that it's a tool that should already be in their toolkit. The question isn't whether AI will transform product management, it already has. The question is whether product managers will step up to use it thoughtfully and effectively. You've just listened to a new episode of Beyond the Article, expanded by AI.
To read the original article and explore more content from Joka Torres, visit yako.com. That's Gyaco. And at the end of the article, you'll find information about Joka's workshop services, mentoring, and digital books for those who want to implement product vision and culture in their company.
Thank you for joining us. See you in the next episode.